What's good, y'all? Ain't just checking in. I'm gonna get this thing some time to load right quick. It's cute to have. Turn this AC off so y'all can hear me in here. And I'm gonna give me a second. I'm gonna have to. It's probably gonna shut off for like a second. I gotta switch over to my tab. As you can see, I'm doing it from my phone. Which, by the way, I probably should turn it the long way, but I don't know. This might work. But anyway, shout out to everybody. If you can hear me, drop a comment in the chat so I can know y'all here. And then once I get somebody to confirm that y'all here, then what I'm gonna do is I'm about to switch over to the Instagram tab real quick so I can go live with them too. Trying to give y'all all something all at once, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube today. So now I mean drop a comment, let me know you're here. I appreciate you. Hit that like button. And I'm here to answer y'all questions today, y'all. Let's get to it. I know I do not want to do that. I hit the wrong button. Hopefully that didn't go out. It did go out. Oh well. That's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, cool. I can't see that. There we go. My guy Mahan checking in. Appreciate you. All right, bam. Real quick, it might cut off for a second, but hopefully it won't. I'm gonna try to be quick. All right, cool. All right, look like we live over here. Let me go back over here. All right, bam. We in here. Appreciate everybody checking in. Let me put these windows down so I can breathe a little bit. But shout out to everybody checking in. So look, I just want to come up here and chill with y'all today. I've been trying to do my best to put a video out every single day this month since September started. So I've been doing okay. I think I missed this past weekend, but every other day I've been doing good. So, but I said I'm gonna come up here and chill with y'all today. Drop a comment. I mean, ask y'all questions. I'm literally just out here chilling. My son over there playing some pickup ball today. He weren't getting some rec in. I said, well, shit, why he doing that? I watched him win like 2 games. I said, all right, I'm going to the car. He got it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to come out here, chill with y'all, and some questions since I probably won't have time tonight to get a video done. You know what I mean? But appreciate y'all. Get y'all questions in. And let's chill. Shout out to everybody that came to the subcontractor certification program that I just held, the training I just did last week. It was definitely stepping outside of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? And we got a lot of progress done. I actually physically showed them how to clean, so y'all can see them clips coming up. I just sent that all of the footage over to my editor, so y'all can see a lot of that. I ain't gonna put a ton of it out because I don't want to, you know. Well, it don't matter. Either way, you had to be there. It's the value ain't the same unless you're there. Know what I mean? But I'm gonna start putting out some clips from that so y'all can get some game from that. Know what I mean? And then I'm gonna try to do more. I think the next one I'm gonna do, I was gonna go ahead and do it in October, but what I realized is let me spread it out a bit, give y'all a chance to, you know what I mean, actually, because I realize some of y'all traveling, you know what I mean? So I can't just be trying to follow a month, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna slow it down a bit for everybody so y'all can plan ahead, get here. Now I'm gonna get your flight if you gotta get a flight, reserve the rental, whatever you gotta do. You know what I mean? But it was a good turnout though, and I learned some lessons too. So going forward with the conferences, if we decide to do them, right? Because I'm still iffy on that. But if we decide to do them, what I probably will do is include conference tickets. Hotel room tickets with the conference rooms as an option. So that way, to try to help circumvent some of that cost, right? Because I was able to do that for this smaller event and it worked out. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna start trying to do that going forward as well. And then, by the way, so anybody watching on Instagram, I can't see your comment. And then if you watching on Facebook, let me see. Will it tell me on the phone, on the computer? It'll tell me where y'all watch from. I can't see it on here though. Yeah, no, it ain't showing me. But if you on Instagram or Facebook, just come over to YouTube so I can see your comment. All right. I mean, but I'm literally here just to answer y'all questions. I mean, I usually come with like a some type of pre piece of gem to drop on y'all. Like in the meantime, while I wait for a question, but I ain't got nothing today. You know what I mean? I can tell you what's on my mind, so I could tell you earlier. No, I don't want to tell y'all that either. It's premature. I can't tell y'all that. If I'm in, I'll try the Facebook group. I tell CBN, but I can't tell y'all out here. You know what I mean? What else I got on my mind? All right, I'll say it this way. I'll reiterate stuff that I always say, which is step outside your comfort zone because I just got a opportunity. That's how I can word it. I just got a new opportunity that I've been wanting since I don't know how long, since I got into business. I've been wanting to do this thing. And then I just happened to mention it when I was at the training last week. And one of the people who was at the training, shout out to Maggie, she overheard me say something that I wanted, and she was able to plug me right on in with that thing. And it's something that I've been wanting for a while, and it's gonna be it's a very good look for me. So now I mean, so I'm excited about that. I met the the people who can make this happen for me. So y'all gonna hear a lot more about that coming here shortly. So want to reinforce, step outside your comfort zone. All right, I see the questions coming in now. Here we go. All right, so Miss Serena, first off, I ain't even do my shout out. Shout out to everybody checking in. Shout out to Maha, CBN member checking in. Appreciate you. Shout out to all around everything. Miss Serena says checking in, fan. Appreciate you. Mr. Smith said thumbs up. I appreciate you checking in. We got Miss Charlotte, a short comfort cleaning checking in, CBN member as well. Say hello everyone. And then Serena says, would you recommend getting storage units to hold supplies for your cleaners or looking to getting an office? You know what? I think honestly, whatever one is cheaper for you. I'm gonna probably assume it's gonna be the storage unit for you. So probably the storage unit would be the one that I would lean towards. Me personally, I never had to do it though, because what I would always do is whatever my biggest contract was and where we had to clean the most stuff at, and they had the best janitorial closet. Like if I needed to, like, because for one, I don't know how you run your company, but I know for me, I didn't keep a ton of big machines anyway. Most of my special service jobs I subcontracted, so it was like I had one carpet cleaner, and that was in my first cleaning business. So my last one, I used to rent them shits from the little carpet cleaners from the grocery store or from the janitorial supply. You know what I mean? So actually, the last one I didn't even have a carpet cleaning machine. That was the first business, and then the last one I had two buffers, and one of the buffers I kept at one of my contracts who needed the floor machine the most because it was built into their contract. And then for the other one, I just kept it at home. And then it was like whenever I needed to bring it out, I bring it out. And so with that low speed buffer, you can use that for carpet and floor. So there's that. But the high speed buffer that I had, I kept it at this one contract because they had a routine uh, monthly spray buff. You know what I mean? So, but honestly, I ain't use a storage unit or an office. Let me know if the background noise is too loud because some people have walked up beside me and I can move to a different spot if need be. But yes, I didn't use either. But if you feel like you really need to, though, because maybe you got more equipment than I had, or maybe you want to have a central location for y'all to meet up at, we used to just meet up in my car with my people, or we would just replenish their stuff in the buildings, like every single week or whatever the case may be. We linked up and switched out all of their supplies that got low, replenished the all-purpose cleaning and stuff like that. But for the most part, I didn't need it. You know what I mean? But if you do need it, I would say storage unit over office because it's cheaper, and then obviously you can put all your supplies in there. And then most of the time too, with the cleaning industry, y'all not doing like customer facing stuff at an office. So a storage unit should be fine. Like the only people that's really meeting you in person is your cleaners. So and that'll be easier for them to meet you at a storage unit than at an office, I would imagine. So yeah, I would lean towards that. But again, for me, the way I ran mine, I didn't need either. All right. Alan Abbey says, I got a 4 time a week church. Yesterday was a clean number one of week 3. Okay. So 4 time a week church, 1 of 3. It's like an hour and 10 minutes from me. When should I let them alone? When should I let them alone and not show up? Already taught the crew. Oh, you wording that crazy, but I know what you mean. You saying not show up. I'm like, wait a minute, always show up. Like, but you saying when is it okay to go ahead and let your subcontractors go clean it without you, and you can go ahead and start making the money a little bit passive? I would say so. All right. So the quick answer: as soon as you feel comfortable. The way that I always did it, though. So you said 4 times a week. I think that's what you're saying. The way my training section setup was go with them 4 times. Then on the 5th time, just inspect behind them. After if they look good after that 5th time, then they're free to go. But the first time I go, I'm doing most of the cleaning. They trailing behind me. I might tell them go do a couple things here and there, and then come back to me and for the most part, but just trail behind me. The second day, all right, you get that side, I'm gonna get this side, and then we're gonna inspect your side once we're done. And then we can also look at mine if I need to show them something. Then the 3rd day, we reverse whatever we did the day before. On the 4th day, you doing mostly everything, and I'm trailing behind you. Like we mirror in the 1st day, but in this time you doing most of the work, and I'm doing like little tidy stuff here and there. Then on the 5th day, that's the day. That's usually a Friday too. It's a 5-week day a week account. If it's not a 5-day a week account, then we just doing the same process, but it's split over a longer period of time. But typically, if it's a 5-day a week account on that Friday, now you go clean everything. I'm gonna come back behind you, and but I probably so if you clean on Friday night, I'm probably going in there on Saturday morning or Sunday or somewhere around that time after you done, and I'm checking behind you, and I'm gonna either use an inspection report like we got on the Clean Business Network member app, which by the way the app did just get updated. So anybody got the Clean Business Network member app, make sure you go to the Play Store and click update because the walkthrough feature wasn't on there and the inspection reports weren't up there. I just fixed that, so definitely hit the update on your app because you got that back now. But yeah, I would use the inspection report feature in the app and then take pictures of anything you find so you can send it to your cleaner. And then if not that, then video. So video yourself walking through the whole building, upload that inspection onto YouTube as an unlisted video. That way, only the person with the link to that video can see that video. Because I mean, you ain't doing this to be a YouTuber. You're doing this to show your people, right? So that's what I would do. And obviously, you can't send large videos, at least not as Android people. I don't know what your iPhone people can do, but record the video, send them an unlisted video of that walkthrough, and then just talk them through like what their mistakes was in that video. So that's what I would do. So usually it's a 5-day training situation. All right, and then be mindful too. And by the way, keep the questions coming because if y'all don't, then I'll go ahead and hop off. But and if you bam. So if you hire in subcontractors, be mindful that you're not allowed legally to train them. So that's why I created a subcontractor certification program. So that way you can send them to me, and then they can get certification through CBN. Now they qualify to work for you, and they actually got professional training. And then you might, all right, never mind, I won't go further than that. But yeah, and then yeah, I won't go further than that. I speak more about that what I was just going into inside of the Clean Biz Automation program. Which, by the way, I will be live again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time with Andrew, and we're gonna talk about Clean Biz Automation anyway. But yeah, all right. Serena says, "Bet that makes sense. A storage unit would help our recurring clients on our residential cleaners and holding our stereo equipment." There you go. Perfect. And then Alan says, "Yeah, I'm using the W-2 employees, and they okay, bam. So you W-2 employees would disregard the last part I said then about not being allowed to train them." And then he said they have been very solid. It's a crew of 3, and 2 of them are very experienced. Already done 8 cleans with them, taught them how to close up equipment, etc. Yeah, you're good to go. 8 cleans is should be more than enough. And if you feel like they're solid, they're good to go, and they W-2 employees, cool. So now from here, what we want to do is establish an inspection schedule. So depending on what the frequency is of how often you clean them, I think you said 4 times. What was it? 4 times a week? Yep, 4 times a week. So if it's 4 times a week, then what I would do, I'll probably check that account at least once a week in the nighttime, and not necessarily nighttime, but after hours. So it could even be like on a Saturday when nobody there. But whenever they not there, but basically whenever the building is closed. And I would just do an inspection once a week. Sometimes I'm gonna do it while the cleaner's there to pop up on them and check on them. Other times I'm doing it when I know they probably gone just because I don't want to be in their way. Now, I mean, I don't like to micromanage, but the purpose of you going in there, number one, is to replenish all of your all-purpose cleaner, exchange rags. Because typically the way I did it was we had a dirty rag bag. After every single cleaning, they put their cloths, and I'm saying rag, cloth, etc. They're one and the same. But they put their dirty cloths after they use them out there cleaning, put them in that dirty rag bag, and then they just go get another one out wherever y'all keep them at. And then when you come each week, take the old dirty rags out to go get washed and replace those with some fresh clean ones. All right. So each week you should be exchanging bags, dirty rags for the clean bag. Right. And so, but while you're there, replenishing any supplies and also getting the dirty rags to go wash, you also doing an inspection. So walk through there and do your night inspection. Then maybe once a month for a 4-time-a-week account, once a month or maybe even once every 2 months, somewhere around there, you do a daytime inspection. Go in there with a tablet. It looked better with a tablet. Do it got to be a tablet? No, you can do it on your phone with a mobile app. But use the inspection report feature on Clean Business Network mobile app, the member app, and do the inspection report. And then meet with your customer, all right, and ask them what they think. Also, the purpose of going in the daytime, one, obviously, to build that relationship with your client and impress them and show them, damn, they actually do real-time daytime inspections. You dressed up, you got your tablet, and you looking like y'all ain't playing. You put on your white gloves too. Go in with it, right? And one, don't be pointing out shit to them. Don't show them what you find. You keep the bad stuff that you find internal and let your cleaners know. But you ask them what their problem is. Like, try to be proactive so that way you don't have to be reactive, because that's how a lot of people lose contracts. They think that silence is consent when it's not. Silence can sometimes mean I'm trying to be nice, but you about to get replaced. So make sure you always routinely building that relationship with them, doing routine inspections in the daytime too. Another reason that you want to do daytime inspections on top of uh, checking the cleanliness itself, and on top of check, actually, I said it out of order, but on top of building a relationship with the customer itself, is also so you can see the cleanliness from a different angle, because that does hit different in the daytime when that sun coming through them lights, through them windows. You know what I mean? So now you can get it at a different angle. Now you can see how certain people sit. A lot of times you can get a chance to meet who them dirty people is, because y'all know certain desks always more dirtier than others. Some people just good for having crumbs and coke rings and stuff on their desk, right? So you can kind of see things. You can figure out who's who everybody respect, all that good stuff. But again, you build relationships, and more importantly, you can see the cleanliness. Actually, not even more importantly, equally as important, you can see the cleanliness from a different angle too. What else we got? Sean Leverett says, AJ, where can I get a walkthrough checklist and template for proposals? God bless. Walkthrough is going to be in my in the Clean Biz Network member app. So if you in Clean Biz Network, if you open the app, click on the little menu button at the top. It's right there. It's going to say walkthroughs or walkthrough report or something like that. You click on that, and then it'll do everything. All right. And a good reason to use that walkthrough report too is because a lot of times when you at a walkthrough, especially when you're new, you forget certain things to ask. So if you just follow what's in that damn little tool that we built, it's going to remind you of things to ask, like the frequency of service, what their current budget might be, uh, what else, scope of work, then square footage. Obviously, that's you're going to do that anyway. What else? Pain points. You know what I mean? All of that type of stuff. So that the app will help you remember to ask those things. What else we got? Alan says, I guess it is just all about it. That's it. No, that's literally it. Just trust them. Like once you done your training and you know for a fact you feel like you trust them, you trust them, because like I've been saying this for years on here. Trusting your workers is the same as trusting yourself, because you're the one who hired them, you're the one who trained them, and as long as you know that you feel like you're confident within your discernment of people, you're confident in your training program, you're confident that you're a decent entrepreneur, put them in there, let them go. Trust yourself. Trusting them is trusting yourself. So remember that. But that's exactly it. You got it. And no problem. Adelax says, I know the importance of getting the W-9 filled out for subcontractors and giving them the EIN. Is it still good for a solo cleaner who's not a business to fill out a W-9 with their social security number as you pay them 1099? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was just covering that at the subcontractor certification training. Absolutely. So sometimes people get this confused and think that subcontractors have to have an LLC and they have to have an EIN number, and that's just not true. There's a such thing in this country called a sole proprietor. You, as a person, as an individual person, can be a sole proprietor, and that's still a type of a business entity, whether you realize it or not. So you can operate as an independent sole proprietor business. It's just you. You know what I mean? And you can use your social security number. Now, do we want to do that? Absolutely, we don't, because we are business owners over here. I'm training y'all to build actual businesses for wealth. I ain't teaching you just how to get money. You know, if y'all want to just get money, yes, you can go get some contracts and do it under your social security and write the checks in your name, but that is not smart at all. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So that's why I don't train you to do it that way. I don't even mention that way a lot of times. But for hiring somebody else and they're subcontracted straight off the street, they're not an entrepreneur at all, absolutely you can hire them and give them a W-9 and then have them use their social security number, and just make sure that it's clear though. And I mean, educate them on those. Make sure that it's clear that they are being paid as an independent contractor. You're not taking taxes out of their check. So they need to be mindful of what the ramifications could be of that. You don't have to be a tax expert, but make sure they understand what it is. Now, be clear. If these people got kids, they get that nice earned income tax credit and all of that, you probably ain't paying them enough for them to have to worry about. And if they're using a standard deduction, if you're not paying them, you know what I mean, more than what, 12, 14, 15 grand a year, 20 grand a year, they probably ain't got nothing to worry about as far as owing taxes back anyway. But we still just want to make sure they are very aware of what is happening here. Because what you don't want to do is pay them under the table and then you paying taxes on money that you won't even take it home. You know what I mean? So definitely W-9 them. And especially if they're going to make more than, I think the law just changed from 600 in a year to 1,200 a year, but Trump added in that new bill he just passed. But If you're gonna pay them like one time or two times, and you only paying them $50 here, $100 there, that is 100% legal to pay them off the record. That's okay. Now, I mean, you're gonna pay them a little. Anything less than 600 for the year, I think like I said, I think it's going up to 1,200 in 2026. Actually, not now. So this year, anything over 600 for the year, you got to W-9 them anyway. But anything that you pay out to them, if it totals less than 600 for the year, you can legally go ahead and let that slide. And then obviously, like I just said, though, you getting taxed on that money. So not that $600 is gonna make that much of a difference on the tax, but I'm just saying. All right, cool. All right. That was a fire, Jim. What are some mandatory paperwork? Appreciate that, by the way. What is some mandatory paperwork we need to give a new hire or sub outside of a subcontract agreement, 1099 W-2? So that's really it. I mean, the main things. Okay, let's do it. And I got this in the starter course, by the way, too, for anybody in CBN. Definitely go back to the hiring part of the course. I believe that's in module 7, if I'm not mistaken. But so for contractors, subcontractors, contractors, same thing. For your subcontractors, you want to W-9 them, have them sign a subcontractor agreement, a non-solicitation agreement, and then they get a 1099 at the end of the year. For W-2 employees, you want them to do a W-4 form when you first hire them. Have them do I almost forgot about this damn form, an I-9 form. All right. And then it's been so long since I dealt with W-2. And then what else you want to do? W-4, I-9, and then you can also have them do a non-solicitation agreement as well. Did I say non-solicitation earlier? I hope I did. If I said non-compete, I meant non-solicitation. Non-competes got banned during Trump's first term. What else? And non-solicitation. And then they get a W-2 at the end of the year. All right. So that's really all you need. Now, I did literally, for anybody in Clean Business Network, I think it was yesterday, if not today, I literally just made a new updated, sorry, y'all can hear the airplane, subcontractor agreement. Just put it out, and it has a non-solicitation agreement inside of it. It has a non-solicitation clause in it. And shout out to Andrew Lewis, my guy Sherman Andrew Lewis, because I used his subcontractor agreement as a template for the new one that I just made. So shout out to him. And like I said, we'll be on tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you catch us live tomorrow. What else I have for y'all on that? So bam. So now one thing you could do with your with your employees, is you can take the subcontractor agreement and just get that non-solicitation clause and have your employees sign that too, because employees can try to steal your contracts too, even though they ain't really thinking business like that. But sometimes these customers, and that's why it's good for you to build a relationship with your customers, especially in the residential side. But your customers will try to undercut you and go to your workers, and then try to get them to just go straight to them because they know they can pay less because they understand how this work a lot of times. And so that's why, again, it's very important that you build and keep a great relationship with your customer so things like that don't happen. All right. What else we got? JM562. What up, AJ? I appreciate your content. I was thinking about, and by the way, real quick before I get into this one, reminder, anybody watching on Instagram or Facebook, I can't see your comments, so come over to YouTube if you got a question that you want me to answer. All right, and I'm gonna hop off in a little bit because my son stops. We got about 20 minutes. All right, cool. JM562 says, what up, AJ? I appreciate your content. I was thinking of starting off doing strictly restroom detailing, cleaning. Do you think that could work for a place like Starbucks? You know what's crazy? CVS and restaurants. As I was reading it, my first thought was about to say, only way I can see that working is like at restaurants. So you right on the nose with it. That's the way I think it could work. That's not the most popular thing. That's not the most standard, but absolutely for situations like that. Auto shops will probably do it as well because they get real sticky. Trucking companies will probably do something like that because one of my first contracts was a trucking company, but they owned the building and they subleased it out to other businesses. And one of the other businesses that they subleased to was an auto shop. And so that auto shop had a bathroom. They got the shop part and they just had a bathroom and a little office. The office was tore up and the bathroom was tore up, but he literally just wanted, quote, just to once a month deep clean the bathrooms. So prime example of that. So yep, Starbucks, CVS, restaurants, auto shops, even like you could even partner with like a porta potty company or like event planning companies when they got events and they need a crew just on standby. They probably got day porter type situations where you can negotiate. Okay, this concert in town. Every time y'all got an event, we come through and we keep the porta potties up to par. Every hour on the hour, we come through, refresh your porta potties or something like that. So you definitely can probably carve out a niche in there. I haven't even thought of that, honestly, to be honest with you, but I definitely can see that happening. Your second question was, how can I get certified to clean biohazard cleanup in the restrooms? I think OSHA probably got some training on that. But to be honest with you, it's not much. It's not much. You just disinfect it, make sure you follow the dwell time on the disinfectant that you're using, and then get it up. That's pretty much all it is to it. But OSHA probably got the training on that. So check that website out. OSHA usually always had free training right online, and they sometimes got some stuff in person too. So make sure you go to OSHA.gov. But I heard, and I don't know for sure firsthand, but I think I seen somebody in CBN not too long ago say that they starting to charge for their courses now. So yeah, but either way, it'll be worth the investment, I would imagine. I'm sure since it's a government establishment, the price point shouldn't be too high. Shout out Billy McPherson checking in. Appreciate you. Said CBN family to go on. I appreciate that. It's been a while. I said I'm gonna get on here at some point. He said you just gave a mouthful on that subcontract again. I appreciate you. Y'all know how I try to give y'all as much value as I finally can when I'm finally on here like this. Well, all my videos, I try to give y'all as much value as I possibly can. Adelac says, that's relieving to know. I thought they just had to have an EIN. I was hoping that the IRS could still honor Social Security. Absolutely. What else we got? Serena says, thanks, AJ. Sorry, I've been MIA, just loading up for the last quarter. Hey, let's get it. I mean, let's get to it. We all closing out strong. And if you like me, we've been treating September like it's part of the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like, we going hard, closing this year out strong. I love it. What else we got? Freestyle 72, my guy says it's definitely a thing, cleaning bathrooms. There you go. So that gives you confirmation right there. He says, Billy says, I'm looking to, it left me. Bam. He said, I'm looking to do the same special niche with the Kazakh touchless cleaning system. For sure. There you go. And he said, buy the lead subscription. Hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate you supporting the lead generation as well. So since you mentioned it, I'll mention it as well. Anybody looking for commercial cleaning leads for their cleaning company, I'm the guy. And we got this thing dialed in. I was just complimenting the team yesterday about this is the best group we had since I've had the lead generation service. I cannot lie to y'all. The complaints are way down. The speed is way up. The quality, more than anything, is way, way up. They finally listening, and I can't just say that. I'm finally doing better with my management. You know what I mean? Because I was being too loose. It's like I'll be telling y'all not to do. Like, you put somebody in there and then you forget it. And the next thing you know, you lost the contract because your ass won't check them behind your people, right? Well, that was what was happening to me. I was checking behind my people. I didn't have SOPs in place. Now we're starting to get some SOPs where my people ain't always got to keep waiting for AJ to reply amongst his million other things he's doing. Go check the SOP and see what you're supposed to do in this situation. You know what I mean? Now they know we got to have these main things. You got to have the point of contact, first and last name. We got to have the email now. We used to didn't have the email. You got to, what else? We got to make sure it's very clear that this is for a janitorial cleaning service quote. Make sure that's clear. No, we're not coming for nothing else. What else? We got to make sure that we're talking to the point of contact. Those main four things, as long as we got that, we good. Now, we happen to get you some extra information and all of that, cool. But for the most part, those basic four things is all it takes. And once we got that information, you're in prime position to go close that deal. All right, so make sure you go to cleanbizleads.com if you want to get some leads for commercial cleaning. We got you. And I'm not telling you, these are warm leads. They are not hot leads. No, they didn't call us and say, please, please, please find us cleaning service. No, they are not. These are warm leads that we're providing for you. That's your responsibility to go out there and sell them and close them. All right. We ain't saying that they was out here just looking for you and couldn't wait for you to come by. Be clear. I always got to reiterate that. But it's definitely an extremely great opportunity. Matter of fact, shout out to who was it? Goddamn. My guy DJ Etheridge. Dorian. Shout out to Dorian, man. He just closed it. Literally just texted me on WhatsApp before this. Just closed the deal for over $1,600 a month. For a warehouse he's been working on trying to close for the last, I think he said 6 months. Took him 6 months to close that deal. He got to leave. You know what I mean? But it be like that sometimes. It be like, but I always say, don't never stop contacting them until they tell you to. If they didn't tell you no, straight up, we're not interested, that lead is still open. And that's why it's important too that y'all use that CRM that comes with Clean Business Network. Start getting familiar. That opportunities tab should be one of your best friends in your business. Keep those leads open, keep them pipelines full, and be updating your tasks. Matter of fact, I need to just hold a class just on that. You know what I mean? Because that alone could change it, like the game and trajectory of your business if you're using that properly. But anyway, shout out to DJ for closing that deal. All right, what else we got? Let's see. It's definitely a thing. Okay, I got that one already. He said I clean all parks and recreation bathrooms in my area. That's what's up. Shout out to Clemson, South Carolina. All right. Maze of Macon says, yes, I thought about the bathroom cleaning, but didn't know how to charge for that. The same concept is how I teach you how to do it for commercial cleaning. Go look up my video, type in anything, by the way, any question about business, period, or a topic, type in AJ Simmons, then your topic. On YouTube, I probably got a video on it. I have noticed that since they changed the algorithm on here, a lot of my old stuff don't show up like it used to. So I'm gonna start re-recording a lot of these topics. But yeah, I probably got a video on it. But anyway, I was saying look up AJ Simmons how to bid, and my most recent video explains you exactly how to bid without a bidding calculator or with one. And but it's the same concept. All you need in general is just the time estimate that you think it's gonna take to do it, how much you're gonna charge them per hour, which you'll base that on how much you're gonna pay somebody else to do it and what you want your profit margin to be. Multiply that times the time, and then that times how many times you're gonna go in a month, and then that's what your monthly charge is. Hopefully that didn't sound like Japanese, right? But that's all it is to price anything. And now the thing about it is the newer you are, the harder it is for you to know those numbers, right? So it's like that's why you just gotta do. You're gonna probably underbid sometime, you're gonna probably overbid sometime, but over time you'll start to get your estimates right. It'll get better as you get with time. What else we got? I'm trying to get over here so I can see when my son come out now. Give me a second. I wanted to be over there to the quiet side. All right, cool. I'm gonna probably hop off in a second too, as a matter of fact. Yes, I do non-content. Got it. Hi, AJ. Rosanna without roses cleaning services, Michigan. How can I get into cleaning banks? So cleaning banks is that's a little touchy one if you're newer, but it can be done. I know the last time I bid on a bank. Well, first of all, let me be clear. The banks that I did have, I've got those through a franchise. So I don't know what they went through to get those contracts, but I cleaned plenty of banks and credit unions, but I didn't get it myself. The last time I did bid on a bank directly myself, on the app, one, you had to wait for the RFP to open up, which you got to get invited to it. And they did tell me straight up that you do get an edge if you're a member of the said bank. So be clear about all of those things. Two, when I did the RFP, they asked, I don't know if all banks do this, but in the one I was bidding, no matter if Elementary just did one not too long ago, and they didn't ask her this, but they did ask me this when I bid on the one I was bidding on. They asked, how much revenue are you doing? And then the option when they ask you that, it could only be expressed in millions. So it was like, you don't even waste your time bidding on this contract if you ain't doing millions. So keep that in mind. Also, it was certain insurance coverage amounts that they required that was above what I typically tell you to get and above what's typically needed in a regular basic commercial cleaning, which is, I always say, $1 million in liability coverage and $2 million in aggregate. All right, which if you want me to break down what that means, I can, but I don't feel like doing it. I do it a million times as it is. But long story short, how can you get into it? I would just start first with the branch manager. So go to whatever bank you're trying to clean or whatever banks you're trying to clean, locate the branch manager and go introduce yourself and offer your service. And then from there, they'll be the point of contact if you at the main branch, if they got multiple branches in your area, or B, they'll send you to the main branch. And then you can go talk to the main branch manager, and then they can tell you either A, it'll go directly through them, or B, it'll go through an RFP, which is a regional thing, which like was the one I just bid on. And so it'll be above them, and you got to wait for when the RFP actually open. All right. RFP request for proposal or request for a bid if they say RFB, same thing. No worries. I see you. Shout out to Rosanna Lewis. I appreciate you. All right. Need that class, man. For real. I swear I try to get into it. It's all good. All right, cool. Oh, I thought I saw way more coming in. All right, bet. So that thing was tricking me. But anyway, I'm gonna hop off now so I can go peek at my son a little bit more before he leave out practice. But appreciate everybody for watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. As always, man, I'm always trying to give y'all free game. But if you want more, don't be afraid to pay. It's even better on the inside than it is on the outside. Y'all go to cleanbiznetwork.com or www.cleanbiznetwork.app because sometimes people say when they go to .com, it don't always pull up. But go there, click the join button. It's only $99 a month to join Clean Biz Network. When you join, you get our access to our all-in-one CRM software program with the bidding calculators, all of that good stuff. There's a mobile app that comes with it. I do monthly Zoom calls with all of the members every single month. It's a private Facebook group where we in there every single day helping each other, encouraging each other, answering questions, all of that good stuff. It's a Cleaner Biz starter course that comes with it that teaches you every single thing from A to Z, all that good stuff. And then if you want the equipment from us too, get a starter kit instead of just joining the membership. Starter kit will get you 1 year free. You ain't got to pay the $99 a month. You just cover for the whole year. And there's an option to add leads onto it too. Which, by the way, if you just want leads and you don't want nothing else, go to cleanbizleads.com. We got you there. And then also when you're a member, if you do decide to join the membership, you get discounts on the leads. All right. So that's what I got. Shout out to Billy. I appreciate you. And then somebody else came real quick and said, I have a few bank contracts through a franchise. Just finished reset cleaning, carpet cleaning as well. That's what's up. So anyway, appreciate y'all for coming in. I will talk to y'all soon. AJ Simmons checking out.